Welcome to the Evolving But Backwards podcast.
Welcome to Evolving But Backwards. This is Joey.
And this is Marios.
Hey Marios.
Hey Joey.
How are you doing?
I'm okay, a bit tired. How are you?
I'm okay, a little bit tired too, to be honest. It's very late right now.
It happens. It's a midweek session, which is not our usual.
We usually do it on the weekend.
But I'm flying tomorrow
To
Sweden
how long?
for a week. I'm also gonna go to Norway.
I was gonna ask, only Sweden. You should promote yourself better.
Let me speak.
Sorry.
So we had to do a recording midweek after work, so it is what it is.
It is the nature of the beast, Marios.
How was your week so far, Joey?
Shit.
Why?
Well, I've been sequestered at work, apparently.
You have been what?
Sequestered. Put aside. Destitute. Anyway.
You should create like a book, like a vocabulary or something.
Honestly, it's on my to-do list. But
You're a vocabulary on legs.
that's a beautiful expression. Many Evcharistos to you. I've been sent to do my job, let's say, from another building where I don't get to see everyone. So,
Me included.
of course.
So it's like a
It's all-
wasted time.
Yeah, and my only friends there are the seagulls. I did make a friend, John, but then they sent John away. I'm not
Oh
even-
no.
not even
Goodbye,
joking.
John.
John, it was really nice to meet you. If you're listening to this, I did send him the link to the
Yeah,
podcast.
you should listen to it. John, you should listen to it. If not, we're gonna find you and bring you seagulls.
John, please. And there's an abundance of them there.
Sharing is caring, John.
Yes.
Popo, we need to bring John as a guest.
Honestly.
Okay.
Marios, what are we going to talk about today?
First of all, I want to talk about my week.
Oh,
Thank you.
terribly signal.
And fuck you.
These are my
Thanks for
manners.
asking, Joy.
How was your week?
It was okay.
That's it.
No, I have more to say.
Go for it.
Very eventful.
Tell us.
Not really.
Okay.
But I watched The Glass Onion, the movie, which it was better than the first. I didn't like it that much though.
Wait. Sorry. You're saying Glass Onion is better than what was the
Knives Out.
No. Sorry. No. No. Categorical no.
For me, both were trash. Glass Onion was a bit better than Knives Out. Maybe because it was in Greece, so I feel biased.
Maybe that's why.
Look, the thing is that for me the movie was a bit like the first movie was really trying hard to be like smart when it was very crystal clear what's gonna happen. Like it was very easy to understand the plot twist and whatnot. Glass Onion again was trying to be smart, but it wasn't. Like it was very by the book shit that usually happens in who did it movies.
For me personally, the first one had a message at least. It was talking about inequality.
Yeah, the
and
second one had exactly the same message.
I didn't even catch the message in the
Yeah,
second one.
so I think it's like a fun movie to watch for like 2 hours and that's it. It's not Oscar worthy or anything. And I do think that it must have been very fun for the actors. It seemed like a fun movie to be involved.
Because it's in Greece, right?
Exactly. Hey, I didn't say anything. Just saying.
That is what it is.
It just seemed a bit fun.
Okay.
And that's it. Like mostly work, chilling out.
And you're looking forward to your trip.
Of course, I
you
can't
go.
wait. And also, I finished my gaming PC for the originals of this podcast that we started talking about this PC. It's working. It's a beast.
I ordered
Yes.
some parts. Mario sent me.
How much did I influence you?
You were a very much big influencer, if that's even English. You were a big influencer.
The most.
El most.
See.
The problem is the weight. But anyway, that's...
Claro que sí.
that's-
Ella, on the
that
next
is-
episode, hopefully we're going to say, oh, Joy's PC is also ready.
Honestly, or not, I might have a mental breakdown, more so than usual. So,
Popo, that says a lot. Anyway, today's episode,
yeah.
social media.
Social media.
We'll use it. We all love to hate them.
We all love to hate it while still using it.
Exactly. So we're gonna talk about the different platforms, if they have any benefit, if not,
If we like it, if we don't like it.
what's the footprint of social media in society.
Oof, that was so deep.
the
I
English.
drowned. Okay.
Okay, first of all, platforms, I mean, mostly people use like Facebook for boomers, like my dad's using Facebook.
Automatically, I think of Facebook, I think of old, okay? Automatically. I used to use Facebook back in high school.
No, it's kind of a fact right now because the progress of Facebook, like new users, it kind of like
It plateaued, didn't it?
I was searching for a word. Like I had a word in my mind, and then I forgot. Like stagnated.
Plateaued. That's the same
It's the
thing.
same. Yeah, just had a different word.
No.
In any case, so the only users that they have now are like boomers that they're just figuring out Facebook because younger people will just go on a different platform, and a lot of people die, like older people. Like it's a thing.
Did you see that option in Facebook where it tells you what was it called, legacy or something? That if you died, you can actually somebody can
Turn
inherit.
your profile into like a page.
Yeah, which is the weirdest shit. They turn it into like a memoriam kind of page.
Yeah, but okay. On one hand, I mean,
no.
you will exist somewhere, so
No, I don't want to exist. When I die, the human suffering experience is done.
the world will be a better place without you.
Thank you so much for that.
No, I couldn't live within a world without joy. Sad.
Thank you so much. Me neither. I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking. But I don't like that. It's very weird. It's very weird for you to have passed away and to have somewhere digital where people go and pay your respects. I mean, okay, it's the same thing as a gravestone.
Yes,
But-
but an online gravestone that you can then turn into an NFT and sell it.
I don't know why that's weird for me. Maybe I am becoming a boomer. I don't know, but that's just weird for
Kala,
me.
age-wise, you are a boomer. You are in the boomer era. You were born 1932, right?
That's true.
So yes.
You didn't have to remind me though. Anyway.
Okay, other platforms. I mean, WhatsApp.
Okay,
For
is it
messaging.
really social
I mean,
media?
it belongs to Meta, so yes.
Technically, we always go back to Mark Zuckerberg. It's insane. I think we have
Mark,
a problem. Don't sue us.
You know, it's for comedic purposes.
Comedic purposes.
Okay, we have the previous king, which was Instagram.
Is it really previous king though?
I mean, TikTok has, I think it's like 70% of the market's like TikTok right now.
I hate TikTok.
Me too.
I
It's gonna
don't-
be a discussion of its own.
I don't know. It doesn't call to me. Instagram, at least, it's interesting. What I like about Instagram in comparison to Facebook, people usually don't give their opinions there, which is very welcomed. You just post a picture.
Okay, we're gonna talk about these platforms. First of all, what do you use, Joe? Actually, before you tell me, for the listeners of the podcast, in the description of the channel, we have added our Instagrams,
Yes.
Marius_pub, and
Joey Rapture.
follow us. Follow for follow.
F to F, baby.
Maybe, we're gonna see. So yes, follow us on social media. We upload every week now. It's gonna be Thursday.
Thursday or Tuesday?
What did we say? I always confuse Thursday to Tuesday. What's after Monday?
Tuesday.
So it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, guys, apparently.
So yes, that's gonna be the new day that we release the episode. So stay tuned for any updates, social media. Okay, so Joy, sad.
Yes.
What do you use?
I love MySpace. Okay,
What
no. I just...
Do you remember High Five?
Wait, what? It sounds familiar.
I don't know if it was Greek. I don't think it was Greek.
It was a platform as well.
Yeah, it was like one of the first social media, like with MySpace, non-algorithmic. I remember I had a very crazy High Five profile. I had like Eminem music playing in the background and shit. Like,
So
yeah, it was
edgy,
very cringy.
so edgy.
It was kind of like MySpace, kind of, but like for teens.
Did you back in the day use MSN as well? MSN
Yes.
Messenger?
No, the nuds.
No. And you would put, you could put what you're listening to as music there, so
You
other
could
people
play
can
games.
see.
Actually, it was very fun.
Yeah, I actually miss it. Now come
Actually,
to think of it.
MSN back in the day was kind of like Messenger at the time.
Yeah.
Like you could video call, nudge people.
Yeah.
Popo, this took me back
Malaka.
10 years, maybe
Yeah.
more.
It
to
changed
be
my
honest.
life. How do you say it changed my life in
Hey, like
Greek?
you remember.
Zoe at the end.
Μου,
Mua.
μου άλλαξε τη ζωή.
Μου άλλαξε η ζωή, Moana.
What the fuck was that?
I don't have no idea. It's 10 p.m.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
what was the question?
What do you use? Which platforms do you use?
I use Instagram and I use I don't use Facebook. I use Facebook for when people tag me in memes.
For the memes.
For the memes, literally. I open Facebook just to look at memes. Actively, though, I am annoyingly active on Instagram. And honestly, I know a lot of friends listen to this podcast. If you are annoyed, do not tell me. I don't want to know. Mute me. Just don't tell me the truth. But yes, Instagram, yes. Facebook, yes. That's it, basically.
Okay.
Actively using Instagram. I don't think I use anything else. How about you, Marius?
Okay. Kind of the same. Like, okay, I'm not gonna include WhatsApp or Messenger because okay, it's just to talk to each other. But like as social media, it's gonna be Facebook and Instagram. I don't think I'm active in either. Like I don't feel like I'm like super active or like uploading all the time or whatever. Like I haven't uploaded anything on Facebook for the past maybe 2 years, and that probably was a photo that I updated after 3 years or something. But I use it mostly for news because I follow some reporters and stuff that they use social media. So I follow it
Facebook?
yes,
Okay.
and also for the memes. Obviously, I'm in groups.
Of course.
And then Instagram, I don't use it that much. Like I
When
don't
you say
browse Instagram.
that's my question. Use it in the sense to upload things or to actually like
No, just upload things from time to time when I think is like worth uploading, whether it's my art or traveling, but I don't browse on Instagram. I don't watch stories
Marius
or
is a
anything.
very talented painter, by the way, for those of you
A
that
call
don't
back to
know.
the first episode.
No, true. Very talented painter. Go check his stuff. It's really amazing.
And go check Joey's music on Spotify and
Joey Rapture. Go follow, like, and subscribe.
And now that we are world-renowned content creators,
Hell yeah.
that we are on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast.
Correct.
We're using all of these platforms as well.
Soon we'll be on YouTube as well.
True. Everything is happening. If we can also put MSN back on and put the podcast there, we're gonna do it.
And a fucking heartbeat. MSN, we miss you.
And since I mentioned like Spotify social media, even though it's not, but we use it now, we have had a lot of growth in this podcast. Which
Surprising,
was
to be honest.
surprising a lot, and from a lot of different countries. Just a bit statistics on the podcast. I'm not gonna say numbers, but it's a 3-digit number, going strong.
We had no idea, to be honest. We started doing this just to have fun.
And now the money are rolling in with tracks.
Ella, we are rich.
And I'm gonna say that, okay, most viewed country, even though the podcast is in English, because my co-host is not speaking Greek.
Lies and rumors. Anyway.
Apart from Greece, the second country that listened to our podcast
Lebanon.
is Sweden.
Okay, no, that's sweet.
Lebanon has what, 2%?
Guys, where's my Lebanese people?
You need to shout out your Lebanese people. So,
Lebanese people. Come on, come support.
I don't know what's going on with Sweden. I like it. My girlfriend is Swedish, so
Maybe
I don't
that's
know,
why,
I don't know what
Marius.
happened there. But it was surprising and I like it. So, tack så mycket, Sverige.
Tak tak.
Keep on doing what you're doing.
But yeah, it is super surprising because honestly, we just do it for fun and we're like,
we
who
saw,
the
like,
fuck is gonna listen to
Finland, Sweden, like some from Lebanon, United Arab Emirates, United States, Canada,
Canada?
Yeah.
Like Canada, I guess
Germany,
it,
Spain, France. It's a lot of countries.
yeah, it makes sense Canada because they speak English and French, but it's all over the place. It's weird. Anyway, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Of course, it's nice.
Like, we're gonna keep on doing this.
Just for the funsies
Yes.
and to get rich.
Kala, we're already rich at the heart.
That's true. Oh my god, cringe. Yes.
Okay, back to
Anyway,
the topic.
Yes, Marius.
Social media.
Do you think, okay, one thing regarding Facebook and news, because you mentioned it, because during,
Okay.
you know, in elections throughout the world, Facebook is a very dangerous thing. If I remember correctly, in Ethiopia, there were genocides happening, perpetuated by Facebook. Literally, on Facebook.
Spreading like different news, different people, so they.
They only have Facebook basically there, more or less. And the politicians were using Facebook to actually incite racial tensions. And this led to people actually killing each other. Facebook is a whole thing. Like, it's a whole thing. Also, fun fact, one of the ways Facebook promotes itself is very shady, let's say, in countries like India and Bangladesh and usually poorer countries, let's say. People in general, because it's a lower income, they can only buy Android phones. They cannot buy iPhones or
I
whatever.
have an Android phone. What do you mean, bitch?
No, I mean that they have affordable phones for people there. They come preloaded with Facebook. So Facebook has some sort of deal that, okay, we do this and that, and you have Facebook on the phones. So they actually force kind of people to use Facebook. Now, you might listen to this and say, what's the big deal? They can install it anyway, right? No, but that's not how it works. That's actually a very shady tactic to actually force people to use these kind of platforms. Anyway, and
That's
also,
true.
yeah, but it really is a place. Facebook has become a place where people kill each other. Literally, it incites violence. And now you can say that, but is it Mark Zuckerberg's sorry,
Mark,
comedic purposes? Is it Facebook's fault that these things happens? Because people are people. They're just using Facebook as a tool, basically. But no, it is facilitating all of that.
Of course, there are a lot of things that we don't know of how this platform works. But you know that, like, even with the elections in the United States, that Facebook was involved. So yes, obviously it has a lot of power.
Insane power.
But we really don't know enough to form an opinion on that.
Based
on what we have as evidence, yes.
There has been documents leaked from former Facebook employees saying that the actual algorithm, I've always wanted to use that word seriously, that the algorithm of Facebook actually promotes people with certain radical views. It kind of throws in their home feed articles that support their already established views.
Yeah, obviously. Like,
so this is super dangerous
how
as well.
free to use or play applications work is that they want to retain engagement.
Exactly.
So the more you stay on the application, the more money for them. So it makes sense that if the algorithm picks up that, you like edgy stuff and like more right stuff, let's say, it will promote these things to you. So, I mean, that's how every free to use application
Fair
works.
enough. Excellent point as well. Excellent point that obviously whatever the platform is, not just Facebook, it's gonna promote things that you're gonna actually be interested in. But the problem here comes that these extremists, I'm not talking about right-wing politics or if you're conservative, all of that, good for you, live your best life. But I'm talking about extremists. They actually get recommendations for extreme articles and that actually promote the violence. This is actual violence, Marius.
To be the devil's advocate here, Mark, I'm with you. If you want to throw a sponsorship there, I'm not going to say no. I also know that Facebook has a lot of effort and have a lot of employees to moderate their content and remove
Not
a lot
enough.
of stuff.
Not enough.
Yeah, but still, they're doing something. It's not like
But
a free for all.
they can do more. They have the responsibility to do more because they are a multi-gazillion dollar company. They know what is happening on their platforms. They can make it better. The reason why they don't make it better, because if they do change the algorithm, it's gonna lower their success rate, let's say. So they don't want to do better. That's the thing. They can, but they won't. Which is, to me, abominable. That being said, how hypocritical am I that I still have a Facebook? I should delete it. I should. I don't, though. This is actually like very interesting because, you know, most of these social platforms are really detrimental. They have benefits, which we will talk about, right? But do the benefits outweigh the negatives, especially if you're a kid as well?
Okay. Look, sadly, right now, if you don't have any social media presence, you're no one.
Sadly true, to be honest. Sadly true. But for me, though, I just want to throw it out there that you don't need it. And you are still someone. I know that's not what you meant. You are still an individual. It is, though, a really easy way to connect. As cheesy as it sounds, like you stay in contact with people that you don't see anymore. That
they're in different countries. And I have a quick story time. And now we're going back, like, I don't know, like 7, 8 years, 10 years maybe, when I was in high school.
Boomer.
Yes. I was fed up at some point with like Facebook, and that was the main platform at the time, was like Facebook and MSN or Skype or something like that. And I was in high school. I was a bit fed up with the social media, even though back in the day it wasn't that big of a deal. And for one summer, I just turned off my account. I sticked out with friends that were in my village and we're going around like for summer and whatnot. And when I came back and I saw like my schoolmates that were not like actually my friends, they literally came to me like, where have you been? Is everything okay? We haven't seen you in a while. And they kind of feel disassociated from me, from my existence, just because I wasn't active on social media. And now we're talking about 10 years ago, not right now.
That's a very good point. That's realistic. It's something super realistic that you don't actually really exist to the world, let's say.
Yeah, okay, obviously you're gonna exist to your close friends and family and whatnot,
But then the question...
like, how is it gonna be like in 2023 now that, let's say someone comes and talk to you, you get to meet each other, follow me on Instagram. You're like, I don't have Instagram. Like, it's gonna come up as weird now, not having social media.
Like saying right now you're strangely religious or something. People will look at you weird if you're religious.
And if you go like someone now and they're like, okay, just give me your phone number. The phone number was like what we were using back in the day to like keep in touch with someone. But right now, someone asking for your phone number, that's too personal.
Of course.
Because you also use social media as a pre-screening. Like, do I actually want to like...
And the worst people are the ones who follow everyone and want everybody to follow them. They have 0 posts. I mean, you're just weird. You have to put posts. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, and it's... Anyway, a tangent, but it's also now weird to call people. You have to message them. But okay, we're not going to do it. I do find it. Why are you calling me? Just message me.
Joy, that when we text, he sends me 20 minutes worth of voice messages. Can you stop doing that?
No, I'm sorry. My phone is small and I have really big fingers, among other things. And sorry, I couldn't resist. I have really small fingers, so it's hard for me to type. So I have to send voice messages. I'm not sorry about it, though.
Okay, bitch, I will block you. Okay. And another story time that I want to share.
Share.
Okay, my father is 72 years old.
Shout out to Dad.
Shout out to Dad that he doesn't speak English, so he cannot listen to the podcast.
My mom doesn't speak English, and she listens to my podcast all the time. Just tangent. Thanks, Mom.
She does?
Yeah.
Hello, Joy's mom.
She just listens to it. I'm like, Mom, why do you listen to it? I'm like, I want to hear your voice. I'm like, that's actually sweet. I should call you more. Anyway, please go in with your story.
Thank you. What's your name?
Mirella.
Thank you, Mirella, for supporting the podcast.
Thank you.
Also share it. Sharing is caring. So, my dad, I don't remember at what point I took it upon me to create a Facebook for him, but I did. Do I regret it? Yes.
Absolutely.
Because like the classic boomer that will take photos like from chin up, and upload like random photos all the time, or he wants to send a message but he's gonna tag you on the wall and send you cringy good mornings and whatnot, which is fun in its own way. So I don't have regrets for that. I mean, he just spent his time. But I had to teach him everything as if I was teaching a baby how to use it. And he's like getting shocked when I tell him, you click it. And he's like, how did you do that? And what I want to say is that while I was teaching him how to use a smartphone, like I bought him a smartphone, made him a Facebook and whatnot, I forgot to advise him that not everything you read is a fact.
Oh my God.
Which takes me back to what you asked me about if it's what you read is true and whatnot. And I kid you not, one day I came back home and I don't remember. I think it was about like, Dad, I'm going to go and do rapid. It's like, no, don't. I'm like, why? It's like, I read an article, like obviously you're going to make it sound more official.
Yeah.
That if you do it, in the end of the tip, they have a chip and they put it in your brain.
That was a really popular one, by the way, regarding the vaccine and all that.
What are you saying? It's like, yeah, I saw it on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, Dad, come here. Not everything you read on the internet is true. It's like, what do you mean? I'm like, anybody can write anything. And then why do they upload it? Like, he couldn't understand that people can literally just write whatever they want. And it took him some time to understand. Or he was getting like these bot messages from, I guess, bots or guys pretending to be girls to try to scam him or whatever. He's like, and randomly, like 3 days ago, it's like, my son, can you put this translator thing so I can speak over text and translate to English because I cannot write English. I'm like, why do you need it? He's like, I have this girl texting from the United States and blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, Dionisi, come here. Like, why do you think a lady from the United States that doesn't speak Greek and uses a translator wants to talk to you? I'm like, because I'm a good-looking man. I'm like, yes, you are. That's why I'm also good-looking. I don't say no. But what do you think is the point? And then he's like, yeah, and she's also asking me to now stop talking on Facebook and then start speaking on WhatsApp. And I'm like, okay, it's a scam. Like, yeah, but I don't have any money to give them. I don't use any credit cards. I'm like, okay, just don't talk to them. And it's fun.
Are you
So
telling me?
he knows that it's a scam, but he just enjoys like making fun of them. This is what we've reached right now, like at this point, because I've explained to him how it works, but he still text bots that try to scam him, and it's like this.
At least, well, from what you're saying, he's aware that it's a scam.
Now he's aware. In the
I
beginning,
know.
he wasn't. But now he's aware, and I'm like, okay, why do you still spend time talking to them? Like, it's fun.
But sometimes,
Like, I make fun of them.
sometimes you have to learn the hard way. For
My,
example,
my dad is 72 and he's trolling bots on Facebook.
mad respect. Mad
How
respect.
high tech is he?
Very high tech. El best. It's like those Nigerian prince scams. I love them. Anyway,
Yes,
tell us about
exactly. And I also want to say something on the Facebook part, being on one of the benefits or helping society or not, because you already said like, okay, the whole thing about genocide in Africa. But I also want to go back to the reporters thing that I said, that I'm following like specific sources that I trust. And yes, there are a lot of fake news on social media, but there is also like trusted sources that you can be like, okay, they will speak the truth. And with current social media and politics and how controlled they are by governments, sadly, there might not be an alternative, if not social media, because it's very difficult for any, I don't know, like journalist, investigative journalist that is not in the mainstream media to create a platform on their own and then promote it enough to have enough people. So it's difficult. So it's a necessary evil, let's say.
The only reason, in my opinion, there are very good journalists, let's say, and mainstream media and all of that. But something that should be very clear to everyone, I hope, is all of them will have a certain amount of bias. You cannot be in a mainstream corporation without being slightly biased, whether intentionally or unintentionally. You just cannot. You really cannot. These corporations, like these huge media corporations, have agendas. And they are powerful for a reason, because they do have some association with governments as well.
Sure, but that's why I'm talking about smaller, independent sources of information.
Can you give a shout out to one or no? You don't want to do that.
Sure, the Press Project, follow them, subscribe to them, give them money. They're like independent journalists that they live off subscriptions directly to them. And they're not getting paid from any like party, and they really just do journalism based on what is currently going on. Maybe they're a bit more biased to the left, but even when we had the left government, they were still like exposing their shit.
They will hold accountable even people in their own leftist party. That's
Yes.
what you're saying, which I super respect. And honestly, yeah, you're absolutely right. We might not have that without social media.
Exactly. And right now that everybody is supporting the government, even if they're supporting the opposition, it's still a different voice that should be heard. Anyway,
Definitely.
what
No,
do you
agree.
think? Like, are they helping society in general or not?
Oof, such a heavy question, to be honest. I think yes. I think definitely it gives access to information for people who maybe wouldn't have access. A lot of people, we take a lot of the things that we have access to for granted. Like, I don't know, television, that kind of thing. Honestly, as silly as it sounds, some people won't have access to any news, to anything without social media. And also, I think it really does, I know it sounds cheesy, it does connect people. Like, you can find people with the same hobbies as you. Something as silly as, I'll give you an example. I always loved the aquarium hobby, you know this. And I never had somebody growing up that likes fish.
Shout out to the shrimps, enjoys aquarium.
Hell yeah.
What's the name?
Yellow shrimps.
No, you called the name specifically. I remember you told also Georgia. Shout out to Georgia.
Shout out to Georgia.
A lot of shout outs. She's our manager, but you said, did she name your shrimp one day?
Fernando.
Was it Fernando?
I think it was Fernando.
Why do I remember Patrick?
Oh, I had a Patrick as well, but
Anyway.
he moved on to the next life. Not by my hands, maybe it was an accident. But anyway, but yeah, so nobody liked this hobby. I remember back in the day that on Facebook, I started finding these groups where people actually took the hobby super seriously and did it professionally. I learned so much, seriously, so much about aquaculture, nitrogen cycle, just how to properly set up and maintain a tank, and fish and invertebrates, all of that. I would never have found that without Facebook, for example, as much as I hate it, as much as I hate to say. I really think it does have a lot of benefits. It connects people. It gives them an opportunity as well to express themselves, for the good or the bad. Look at Twitter. Twitter is known to be a cesspool. But, hey, people are speaking their truths. Unfortunately, most people's truths suck. But
Apart from yours.
of course, I am a man of wisdom and mountain legs, obviously. He's like rolling his eyes.
Yes,
I
am.
wish you could see it.
I'm
yeah.
face palming mentally.
Yes. So definitely, even more benefits from that, I think. I think it does give people an outlet to speak their truth. Also, it lets people promote themselves and their businesses. Before, you needed to pay a lot of money to be out there. I remember when I helped my family start a restaurant, I did everything online, and it gained traction, and you can look at metrics and all of that. How the hell was I supposed to do this without all of that, without Facebook, without Instagram? How it's so easy to reach people. It's just the problem is really like the negatives sometimes are so strong that it makes you wonder if it's worth it.
I
At least
agree.
in my opinion.
I agree. I also think that the benefits are more than what is wrong with social media, but then the parts that are wrong with social media are more not heavy, like more important. To give you an example, a very practical example, you know that if you compare the microbes and I don't know, like life,
Okay,
say,
I like that. Okay.
microbes that there is like in a sponge that we use for our dishes, and the microbes that are on the
Toilet, yeah,
The
toilet
toilet
is
has
cleaner.
like it has a less amount of microbes, but they're more deadly.
Yeah.
So this is exactly how I feel about social media. That
Oof, what an analogy.
yes,
Habibi.
exactly.
Oof.
Because okay, it's connecting people like across the universe. There are like a lot of stories across the flat earth. There are like a lot of stories of people meeting their distant relatives or lost brother or sister because they found themselves on social media. You still keep in touch with some friends that you might lose. Like if it wasn't for social media, you wouldn't be able to reach them or see how they are. You can text them, send them text message immediately without having to pay for phone credits or whatever.
Yeah.
Also with groups, like when I was more active with like the motorcycle community, like we were doing like groups of like 200 people, and we're doing like events and races and stuff. That okay, without social media, what are you just gonna call each other 200 people to arrange something? No, and how you're gonna promote it? So yes, and even to report something, whether you're a journalist or not, in Greece during COVID, we had a lot of, I'm gonna call them scandals, like police brutality and whatnot, which the mainstream media didn't show at all, obviously, because it wasn't in their favor. But then everything like came out from social media, from people posting. So it gives more power to the people. It takes power because companies can manipulate stuff. Take, for example, what happened with the elections and what you mentioned about Africa. But then also gives at least some power to the people.
It does.
You can try to use it for good.
It does, yeah.
As negatives, a lot of scams, a lot of Nigerian princes, even on marketplace that you can like sell stolen stuff, which is difficult to track.
I'll counteract that argument with the fact that if it wasn't for that place,
There
you
would
wouldn't
be
be
something else, or
Exactly.
you wouldn't use it for good. I'm with you. And also it does a lot of, it has a lot of negatives for younger people, not so much that they are like on their phone all day. Like my father's now on the phone all day.
Dude.
But for the people that promotes that, let's say you're a 14-year-old kid and you see all of those influencers that are either they're men, so they're really super buff and on steroids or whatever, so or women, like girls seeing women like with perfect analogies and the perfect clicks, so it creates a very false image of how you should be, and there's a whole generation living and growing up having insecurities when they shouldn't.
Huge. And also, I don't think we even realize the serious effect it has had on mental health, social media. until 20 years from now, because you have a whole generation that grew up looking at these perfect bodies.
Because for us, we didn't have social media.
We didn't have that.
So we
I
reached
had
the
a
point
one pack
then
and I was happy.
I was playing Nintendo.
I was like, ooh, I look good.
And now, really, like the younger generations, like, is it Gen Z? I think
God
Gen Z.
fucking knows there's
Like,
more
they
now.
grew up with social media. So, yes, they're going to have a very different...
It creates a lot of issues with kids. I don't care what anybody says. I'm convinced with it because for me at my age and for you at your age, you can look at
Like,
that.
I'm 18, so
Sure.
I don't know.
Of
I
course
just
you
finished
are.
school.
You have the haircut for it. Sorry, that was
you.
low. Sorry, that was low blow.
At least I have hair, so I'm happy. It's okay.
Same, by the way. But, Malak, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, like they can't really differentiate, even though they might consciously know, because now it's very heavily promoted that it's not reality and all of that. It's really hard when you're 13 and you're looking at an influencer traveling all the time with a perfect body and the perfect life and all of that. And then you look at yourself and you go out one time a week or something to do something, you're gonna think you're a loser and you're gonna think something's wrong with you. Seriously, I can view it from a little kid's point of view because you're like a sponge at that age. Everything is like the end of the world and dramatic.
Everybody's promoting the best version of themselves,
You
and
know
everything
this.
is perfect. Yeah, and
I know this.
I
Do they know
I
this?
remember I was talking with a colleague like 2 years ago, like during COVID, that she deleted like Instagram and she only kept Messenger to like text friends and whatever.
Nah.
And at the time, like, I actually haven't realized until she told me, like, we're talking one day and she was like, and I asked, like, why don't you have an Instagram? It's like, she was a flight attendant back in the day. And so, like, one day I was flying and I was in this country, whatever, and I had just broken up with my boyfriend. I was literally crying on my bed and I felt lonely and whatever. Mm-hmm. But then for some reason, because I felt lonely, just to get some, how they call this chemical?
Endorphins?
Dopamine?
Dopamine or endorphins, both, I think,
Yeah,
give you
okay.
good feeling. Okay.
And she was like, I took a good photo in the morning in the airplane and I just uploaded on Instagram to show how happy I am. And I was literally crying on my bed, but she wanted to get this attention and likes and comments to make her feel better. And I'm like, this is exactly why social media has like this huge impact. And even though the drawbacks are less than the benefits, they're more impactful.
They are. I agree with that. I agree. And I remember seeing something online. Hopefully it wasn't fake news, but it basically was analyzing the topic of social media and why we post and why we put all these things online and that kind of thing. If you think about it from a purely objective point of view, it's totally an invasion of your own privacy and security as well, because people know where you are, what you're doing, with who, etc. The reason why we do it is basically to get that hit. When you put a picture and you get like I'm not saying me, I don't care. Nobody like my pictures. I
like your picture.
Habibi, thank you. But it does give you that kind of confirmation and affirmation that you are kind of important. I'm not saying, oh, I'm president of the USA. I'm just saying, me as a human being, I'm important. People like me. People have this perception of me, that kind of thing. So it is definitely a dopamine hit for a lot of people. It's just about y'all just realize that it's not real life. If you look at my Instagram, it seems like I'm traveling every single day. I'm not.
I actually am though.
Malaka, that's not the fucking point.
Yeah, just saying that all the photos that I have, I am actually traveling booth.
No, me too. I'm not saying they're fake pictures. I'm just...
Okay, he's actually photoshopping everything.
Yes, I'm
Just
photoshopping.
saying-
No, because I remember one time somebody came and told me, how do you have time? How do you travel all the time? And I didn't feel like that's the perception I'm giving out, that I travel all the time. But when I do travel, I post a lot of pictures because I enjoy it. So it gave the impression to maybe a few people that I travel all the time, just to show you that it's so fake.
It's
you know
a
what
fact
I mean?
that there's always going to be someone that hates you for no reason, someone that will literally love everything you do, again, for no reason.
If you have no haters, you're doing it wrong in life, guys. You need to have a few haters.
But just to take it back a bit on the social media, like everybody is trying to show their best self on social media because it is a bit of a game to promote yourself, but also you don't want others to feel like that you had it bad or whatever. Even if they're terrible, I don't know, poor as fuck, they cannot buy a beer, they will still try to flex in a way.
Are you talking about me? I'm confused
No,
now.
no, you're the richest person. I'm just saying that really they could have the CTSD in their life, but they still will try to upload to show that I'm okay and get this dopamine and the likes and whatever.
Yeah. So just listen, honestly, my advice, if you're gonna use social media, that kind of thing, have fun with it.
Yes,
Post yourself.
Don't take it seriously.
Nah.
Like, okay, we are content creators now, so we might take it more seriously.
Well, remember, I'll tell you a very quick story. How to like make it fun. Don't make your seem like you're the hottest person or the most fun person. One time I got locked out of my house in the shittiest effing clothes ever.
Kela, that was the best series of stories ever.
I just posted myself having a miserable time eating my pizza on the floor with my shirt torn off. Show who you are.
Put this on your highlight so I can enjoy it whenever I want.
Sure, I will.
Thank you.
I will, sure. But
Okay.
nah, have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Who cares if people think you're
We're all gonna die in the end of the day.
absolutely.
Just live your life, enjoy. No one guarantees that tomorrow you're gonna wake up. So
That's true.
just enjoy.
We're all gonna die. That's
It
what we
happens.
wanted to take
We'll
from this
return to
podcast.
the ground. We're gonna become soil again.
Uh,
When I die, I want to be, like I think I've seen they do it in Italy. That they put you in a sack, like a pod, and they just plant you in the ground, and then a tree grows, and you can select the seed.
I love
I
that.
would love to be a glorious, majestic Greek olive tree,
Of course,
and
Greek
like my
olive tree.
grandkids will go under my tree and eat and drink and eat olives and drink olive oil from me.
That sounded
Probably
very weirdly
it's
sexual.
gonna be from my
but-
balls.
Okay.
What?
If it wasn't, now it is.
Oh, I just realized your mother is listening to this. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
How do you say I'm sorry in Arabic? Is it gonna sound scary?
You just signed. We just say sorry in Lebanon. Sorry or asif. Asif.
You said sorry, but you used an accent. You said sorry.
Yes, when I revert to my Lebanese accent, I speak like this. I don't know. All I am missing is a camel. Bring me the camel.
Sata to Lebanon.
Hell yeah.
Support us more 2%. 2% Lebanon. We have a Lebanese host. Greece, 80%. Bravo, Greece.
Lebanon, please. We can't let them.
You need
be.
to do something about that.
Nah, honestly.
Okay, you mentioned about privacy.
Oof. Yes. First of all, I said objectively speaking.
Should we include TikTok in this about privacy? I think we should.
TikTok is a Chinese-owned company. You cannot expect privacy, guys. I'll tell you this.
Like literally, the CCP has stocks that they pay for TikTok.
So please know that TikTok is selling your information.
Will we promote this on TikTok? Most likely.
Absolutely. And we will have no shame doing it.
We're not gonna do it for our personal accounts. We're gonna be just for the podcast because a lot of people use TikTok, so we're gonna promote it there.
Anyway, what am I gonna go do on TikTok? Dance? Hell no.
We should do it. One of
We
these.
should do one of
Yes.
the famous dances. No, hell no. Anyway, we will be on TikTok, but yeah, TikTok is selling your information. I mean, listen, if it's fun for you, great. This is one of the signs you know that you are maturing as a human being when you don't get the newest social media thing. But to be honest, I'm very tech savvy.
That was a thing. Every time there was a new social media, people were creating new accounts and new accounts. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just stick to the one you have.
No, and listen, there are other newer social media platforms or whatever apps that I really enjoy. I just feel like TikTok is frivolous and it's for 13-year-olds. It was made for 13-year-olds.
Okay.
Do you agree, disagree? What do you feel?
13-year-olds use it mostly, to be honest, I think. I haven't checked any statistics to tell you that yes, it happens or not. But I know a lot of my friends, even my girlfriend, they use it. So they don't post. They just watch they do this endless scroll, like non-stop, they will watch a video, I like it. Then 3, I don't care. And then 2 advertisements, maybe 1 advertisement there will be about the podcast, whatever. And then they will find something that they like. They will get a chuckle for 3 seconds, then the next one. And this is just a non-ending cycle where you scroll through 200 posts to laugh at 2. But then your monkey brain is like, I need a bit more. I didn't get a good one now, maybe on the next one. So this is like a constant rage for TikTok, that you might get something good and then tend trash.
Can I just say something that I just remembered based on what you're saying? There's an amazing documentary on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there. I watched it a year ago about social media, that kind of thing. And they said an amazing quote that hit me like a sledgehammer on the face on a Tuesday night. It basically said, when you're using these social media
No,
platforms...
it's what I said on the first episode, bitch.
What did you say?
That if you're using a free product, you are the product.
You are the product, and you have to be okay with that, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it's a fact by now that every social media platform is collecting your data and then selling it to different companies. That's how they make money. Like you give your data to Facebook, Facebook collects the data, and then they will send it to advertisers or whatever, so they can make more aggressive and targeted towards you ads and sell you products or whatever. Alexa and
you know what I do to fuck them over?
But TikTok keeps it in the Chinese government. I mean, that's a fact.
Of course.
By now, at least what the US is saying. But if you check who owns TikTok, it's true that has relation to the Chinese government, and we'll know how not very democratic they are, I'm gonna say.
They are killing, just I'm completely tangent, but China is actually, they are taking Muslim people and putting them literally in concentration camps to convert them. If that's not fucked up.
I have no idea about this.
Okay, it's okay, I know it. Anyway, TikTok sucks. TikTok sucks.
I mean, okay, if you use it. We're not gonna talk shit about
No, I will judge you. I am sorry. I will still consider you a friend if you're a friend, but I will judge you.
For me, I don't see the point on using TikTok. I really don't need, because I really don't endlessly scroll to, like I've seen people that they watch stories on Instagram, they're like pop, one next to each other. I don't do that. I never feel the need to get more and more content. Like if I'm bored, I'm just gonna play video game. So and I think this is better for the brain, because you literally put your brain to do puzzles, and I think
swear to God, I want to say the same thing. I want to say if I am bored, I'm not gonna watch reels. I'll go play a video game, because I agree with you 100%.
It kind of
trains the mind.
Yes, in most games they have puzzles, so you really need to think. On TikTok or in the content you get there, you literally just do an endless scroll of bullshit.
It's so passive.
Yes.
It's so passive. When you're playing a video game, and I hope nowadays that they don't have such a bad rap, but you're literally using your brain, your reaction,
hand-eye coordination, like your fingers and everything.
Siento.
Which means 100% in our made-up
Spanish language, correct. Siento.
Okay, but still, I mean, we're kind of hypocrites, because we will use TikTok to promote the podcast, but
just to promote it, honestly.
Yeah, how is the expression that the means justify the ends?
Exactly.
So
the end justifies the means.
And once what?
The end justifies the means.
I was the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You've always been unique. It's okay.
Fuck you. But okay, once we promote it and we reach a point that we are okay, maybe we will stop it. Also, we haven't created it yet, so we can talk.
Nah. So literally,
our conscience is clear.
Yeah. But to be honest, we'll just be using it for a monetary gain and purposes, not because we like it. So this actually just actually.
Popo, we are the product for sure. Okay, on the last episode we did a small poll. As of right now, I think the secret societies have won.
Yes.
We're also gonna do a poll about this one, like maybe either favorite or.
Maybe which one they use the most.
Or which one they hate the most.
Oh, I love it.
We might also do a small Q&A.
Let's fucking do that. Why not, Mario? What stops us? The world is our oyster.
Also, for the people that are listening, because we have seen the stats, we're talking about more than 200 people, and we're talking about like 10 days of this podcast being alive. And we only have 16 reviews on Spotify. What is this?
¿Por qué?
Go and leave us a 5-star. I'm not going to tell you whatever you want. 5 stars we want. We're a new channel.
A second.
Promote us.
Nah.
Click on the star above the episodes. Chuck 5. Thank you.
Easy.
And you might win $1 billion. You might.
This is not confirmed. It's like the Pepsi when they promised a jet plane to.
And for legal purposes, this is for comedic purposes. And Mark, don't judge us. We might ask you to join us as a guest.
Mark, I love you. But
anyway,
the opposite. Yeah.
That's it for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a deep episode.
Yeah, I felt like we almost drowned.
But still, I think it's important to talk about these things.
No,
maybe
absolutely.
we just said something that to someone that they haven't thought themselves, and now they're like, they're right. Now I'm going to delete everything and keep Spotify to listen to the Evolving But Backwards.
Or Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts, because we're there now.
We're everywhere.
Keep those.
Soon on YouTube. We will try to also create some kind of trailers so that you can see our faces for the people that haven't seen our faces.
Nah,
but you can go on Instagram. And for YouTube, later on, maybe we can try to do some recording, like video recording.
We can upload everything there as well. Ah, like you mean actual video?
Yeah.
Nah, why not?
Ella, as we grow, we will do it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening. See you next week.
You're the best. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.